Start the recording. Open that up. Open that back up. Boom. Reset that. Give him a little GLHF to everybody. Okay, good morning. We are doing a mystery seed race this morning. So, mystery seed, we don't know what's going to happen. What I do know is that it is definitely an enemizer. You see there at the bottom, next to the kill, which is deleting your file, that EN signifies enemizer of some variety. So, okay, we are in an entrance shuffle as well. Don't know what kind of entrance shuffle, but it's an entrance shuffle. Thieves' Hut is TR front. Okay, the other thing we can check real quick is, are we in a map compass shuffle? We are not. Light World's pendants, Dark World is crystals. Okay. So far, we can't tell if it's Crossworld. We'll have to go through a couple of entrances to figure that out. Okay. It's a basic enemizer. Back of the tavern is always back of the tavern. Love that, always. It's the one house that can't shuffle. Or the one entrance that can't shuffle. A lot of fairy houses so far. Tells you how many fairies are in this game. By the way, is everything sounding good this morning? I don't know. I'm kind of been adjusting things and on the fly, and we're all over the place this morning. Obviously, finding out an entrance shuffle is not always the most fun in the morning. Thank you for all the auto hosts, hellos. So far we know we are in some kind of an entrance shuffle. A basic enemizer for sure. Beyond that, we're kind of flying blind right now. But we'll figure it out soon. Right now, we're just farming up some money. Once again, am I audible today? If anybody's out there, is things working? Okay. Thank you. I sound perfect? Nothing new there. Okay. Oops. Wrong push. So we just have to drain the dam once. Luckily we found the dam early. I mean, we know I'm perfect, so hey. We're gonna play archery game one more time. I just want a bit of spare money for what I have to do. I'll live with 167. That's fine to start. That's enough for bottle vendor, and if I find a shop with bombs, I can buy bombs. Okay, glove. So yeah, we're just checking entrances. Obviously, you know, it's a slow process. But yeah, this is basic enemy shuffle for sure. We just don't know what the boss situation is. We've got bombs. That's huge. Now, the big thing about a basic enemy shuffle you have to watch out for is some rooms become really bad. Like, really bad. So, like this room. Look how terrible this looks. Fire bars and fire snakes. Navigating rooms in the dark, which we don't have to do anymore, is especially bad in an entrance enemy shuffle like this. But once again, good morning. Hello, happy Friday. We're planning to do 2 races today. First up is our mystery race, and then tonight on the late side at 11 p.m. we are doing, it's either an open or an ambrosia, I forget which. So yeah, the other fun thing about enemy shuffle is you can get some weird look times where like things work out so nicely that enemies aren't even dangerous to you. Sometimes things are better. Sometimes things are worse. Sometimes they're exactly the same. So sometimes they're just right. So yes, last night we did PDTA Perfection Run. Had a fun time with that one. Took about an hour. Probably could have gotten it pretty soon after my first run. Unfortunately, I did a silly during the, I guess, the Happy Demon portion. I made a goof. You're supposed to turn off all of the like particular symbols that aren't ones you saw earlier, and accidentally I turned off one that I was supposed to leave on. I thought maybe I wasn't going to get penalized for that, but it looks like I did. So you got to be sure that you're clicking the right buttons. So little error there. And then my second run, I clicked the completely wrong digit on the phone. So, like, you kind of get used to typing in the same numbers over and over again. There's only like 4 real phone combinations that you use. But I had accidentally, like, the one you type in a ton is 8008. And I typed in 8005. So instead of boob, I typed in booze. But it worked out. Third run went fine. I did have to do a practice run of the bomber game. That one's not super easy. First time I played it, I actually crashed, so I had to redo it. Okay, so this one I do actually need to mark. This one's going to give you a pain to get back to. Because it's Sick Kid. Okay, this is going to be a little annoying to do, but... Okay. I've got 9 bombs. I should be able to kill the 4 enemies in the mini Moldorm cave. Because that's 5 items, and I don't want to skip out on that any longer than I already have. That one, I know we took the damage, but it just made sense. Oh no. That was a green 20. Already we know it's either hard or expert. So it's a hard / expert, entrance shuffle, enemizer. Blech. If Ulkesh was here, he'd be like loving some of these bad jokes on me. Like, this is not a fun setup to start today. I'm hoping it's only hard and not a full, like, BS run. Okay, what's Lumberjack? Okay, Lumberjack's nothing. Good. It's the fairy drop, so I don't have to worry about it. But the Lumberjack house is a different story. Without really a sword or anything, it's kind of hard. There's still options we don't know about this seed, so we're learning everything. We haven't found a cross entrance yet, so that's decent, I guess. We're running out of drop downs, unfortunately, and drop downs can signify, you know, where Ganon is and also where some of the good drops are. That's a good drop. Hammer away from Dark World access, but if this is a cross world, we're actually in really good shape for cross world. So the only ending that I would have liked to have done sooner for that PDTA was the Stanley one. Stanley Parable, where you had to click all the different buttons. I was always worried I was going to hit a wrong button that I didn't need to touch, because you only have to touch the new buttons each round. So like that was the only ending I was kind of like a little hesitant. I think there were a few errors as well in the walkthrough, if I'm completely honest. Minor at worst, but like just, you know, oops. So as you can see, any kind of enemy can show up anywhere in the world. It's fun. It also changes the logic of some dungeons. So like the back of Eastern Palace, traditionally to reach the Armos Knights, you would need a bow. Because while there's like this, we call them Igors. Igor has the green Igor you can kill with anything. They are weak to pretty much any sword you have. Most other weapons, like there's a lot of weapons that can kill an Igor, a green Igor. A red Igor is a special case. Red Igors are only vulnerable to the bow. Bunny. Except I have to do bunny the long way. So like the dark room in Eastern, you can get out of having to do the dark room of Eastern. You can get out of, like, you obviously don't need a bow, but further past that, there's a room with red Igors. Technically, as I said, because the red Igors aren't guaranteed anymore, you could do that room without a bow. So, like, Eastern becomes possible in different ways. Fire Rod, okay. Still hoping this is hard mode and not expert mode. Okay, so this is actually really big. I was kind of hoping this didn't lead somewhere awesome, but it does. Eastern Palace leads to Super Bunny, which leads to Paradox Exit. Now, the fact that I haven't crossed over into Dark World yet tells me this is likely not a cross world and just an entrance shuffle. Ice Rod is on the floating island. That death's really bad. Unfortunately, Dark World enemies in Light World are very dangerous. So a Lionel at Lake Hylia is really bad. So this is Aga Tower. I'm hoping we don't have to do Aghanim. I forgot to reset the blue ball counter anyway, so I'm really hoping that we don't have to do Aghanim. Like, doubly don't want that to happen. We're gonna grind some money. We're gonna go do Zora. Probably. So I need 500 rupees. So what's everybody doing as we grind money? 20 rupees at a time. The other thing we're really not sure of is what the goal is of this seed. So in a mystery seed. Okay. I'm being muted. No. Because I'm clearly more important than work. I know I'm not. It's okay. Okay, so we're gonna head to the witch's hut, see what the witch has got. Just a shop. Not important. But we're gonna go check out Zora's domain. I just wanted enough money to check this early. Flippers can give me ways to get the rest of the stuff. Fake flippers and Enemizer are bad. That hurts. Sword on Zora Ledge. Ice Rod on Floating Island. Okay, we know where Ganon is now. Ganon is at Uncle Drop. Yeah, Ulkesh, if you're here, these are some really bad settings. So far we've got Enemizer, Entrance Shuffle, and Hard Mode. We're still not sure if it's Expert. It's definitely Hard Mode though, because we found a green 20. Why is boots such a big deal to you? I mean, I get why they're important in a game, but why do you care about boots always? We know where the Ice Rod is, though, so that won't troll us today. Finding the right way to get there, that could troll us. But the Ice Rod itself, its location, is not a troll now. Oh no. Okay, so the red boomerang bounced off of an enemy. We are in... This is likely hard or expert item functionality as well. I don't know which. But yeah, this is a hard item pool and definitely a harder expert item functionality. So the boomerang's actually worthless. Unless you want to hit stuff or hit crystal switches. That's like the only thing it's good at doing. But yeah, when I throw the boomerang and it tinks off of an enemy, you can tell that it's a higher functionality of the logic. Little things that I know and hate that have to be the case. This is not a good seed. The question is what's the goal? Oh, am I bonking the mic? I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I just don't have a good system for taking notes in an entrance shuffle yet. See, I know how to do that cave legit. Without a mirror. Oh yeah, Uncle Cave or Old Man Cave in Enemizer. This is bad. This is ugly. It's got a lot of enemies and you're in a dark room. The one thing that doesn't shuffle? The falling rocks. Another fairy fountain? What the flip? Fairy fountains are like, okay, great. You know, I healed. I appreciate it. But jeez. Top of Spectacle Rock is a shovel. This is just a refill cave, okay. An upgrade cave. Like I said, on the plus side, this appears to not be a crossword entrance shuffle, so I'm not in too bad a shape in that regard. Sword, bombs, bombs. Okay, so spec, rock, right, drop is Saha. And we've got one more check to make up here before we'd have to route back all the way around to reach that spot. We're going to check the vanilla Spike Cave entrance. I know where Spike Cave is in this seed, but I want to know what's in the vanilla entrance. And we can actually check a few Dark World Death Mountain entrances. I need 30 rupees and I don't have enough. Okay, let's just mark that one back in. I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy. Sorry about that. Bless me. Like I said, Enemizer, not good. Ew, this is ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Wow, okay. So, this is quite the nest of moves. Dark DM entrance is Spiral, which leads to Hookshot Cave entrance. East, Dark DM, top is GT. This is a special kind of silly. Oh, cool. So that guard right there with the cannon, that's actually a unique enemy. So that one is actually in the code of the game and actually never used. It's really actually quite cool. This is, you know, another nerdy moment for me, but like, understand, it's actually really cool when that you see that enemy because it's one that's in the game and just never actually used. But that's all we can do in GT. So we're actually going to do as much as we can of Hyrule Castle. Oh wait, what was the Bomb Twins connector? Chicken Hut. We're going to check out what the Bomb Twins were, because this is a connector that we didn't do earlier. Should lead to a Light World location. It does. leads to the top of Hyrule Castle. We can't do that center one, but what's the right one? Nothing. Okay. Unfortunately, without a Master Sword, we can't check that, or a cape. But I'm worried that cape is going to drain magic out the wazoo. Because this is definitely hard or expert item functionality, which means that the magic drain rate on anything you use like that goes up a ton. It's actually like really, really bad. And that's why Enemizer is bad. See that spike there on a thin path? That's normal crap that you see in Enemizer. That's some straight up bullshit. I've seen it too many times where like the thin bridge, so like I know when I say rooms, it's like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know if everybody else knows what I'm referring to, so I'm going to try to give a couple of examples. In Palace of Darkness, there is a little bridge where there's those like mini Helmasaur things, the ones with the masks. That bridge is notoriously bad for having a spike on it or a big spike that just blocks your path. Laser Bridge in TR isn't usually bad, but the room before it, which also has one of those little mini helmet enemies, is also notoriously bad for having a spike on it. So, yeah, Enemizer doesn't play nice. Okay, what's Hyrule Castle right entrance? We know what the left is, we know what the center is, what is the right? And after we check this, like there's not a lot it can be. It's Bonk Rocks, okay. Well, I don't care about Bonk Rocks. I didn't check the bombable hut, did I? I did not. Hey, that's a good find. That's a really good find. So, as I said, you know, the red boomerang is kind of worthless. Boomerangs are worthless besides like hitting crystal switches. The hookshot is kind of the same in that regard. Hookshot has a lot of reduced functionality because of the the hard expert functionality, but the one thing it still can do is it can kill enemies it was originally supposed to kill. It won't stun enemies anymore, but it will kill them. And once again, item shuffle or enemy shuffle in the back of escape is bad. There's a lot of enemies, so there's a lot of this bullshit. Hair is just a red pendant. So what I want to do is I want to knock off the last few of my checks up here on Death Mountain and knock out the Spike Cave that was up here for that treasure chest game. On the plus side, with the hookshot, we can kind of bypass some of those things. Okay, so hookshot might still be able to stun. If hookshot is able to stun but boomerang is not, I think that's hard item functionality. Which means that Cane of Burna still might provide invincibility. I don't know. I don't know how all this shit works. Okay, so there is the Turtle Rock big chest. Neat. And that's nothing. Why am I getting tagged on Discord so much? Anything important? So that mountain cave start point is actually very deceptive. It's not actually going to put me at the top of the mountain. It's actually going to put me at desert. If I had the book, that'd be actually pretty interesting. So what we're going to do now, though, is we're going to actually go to Tower of Hera. We found the Tower of Hera earlier. So we can do a lot in Tower of Hera, and I don't really have other things I can do right now. We don't have an entrance to Dark World. We were able to do quite a bit on Dark Death Mountain, but that doesn't really count. So I'm guessing progression should be here in Hera. Yuck. So the big question is this boss or just basic enemy shuffle? So far we've only seen basic enemies get shuffled. So we don't know all the shuffles. It's possible. It really is. We won't know until we reach the top of Hera, and even then we might not know. It's very possible we'll reach the top of Hera and see a Moldorm, and then I'll reach, you know, another boss and find a shuffle on it. Ugh. Oh god. Oh god, that is terrible. Chain chomps. And a spike. Like, this is why Enemizer is bad. This is the kind of shit you see in Enemizer. You think, oh, you know, there's some cool stuff that can happen in Enemizer, and then you see that and you're just like, forget that. Okay, it's a 3-eye Moldworm. I don't know what that means. I don't know if Moldorm having an extra eye means it's a boss shuffle or not. That could just be a sub change as a result of the basic Enemizer in general. It's doing a lot with me. Yep, that's the goal. They don't call him Trolldorm for nothing. Also, stop falling. So one of the weird things about Enemizer, we have one more chest to check here because we got both the map and the compass, and we didn't find both the items. So everybody's aware of floor tiles. The tile rooms are always they're always kind of, both the two that we look at usually are skull shaped. I don't know if this is going to do it. Is it not? Oh, I'm going to be disappointed. In some Enemizer shuffles, what happens is that the floor tile pattern changes. I don't know what the pool of Enemizer floor tile rooms are, but I am aware that one of the patterns is like Zelda 1 dungeons. That's not really what I was hoping for. That's a bad sign. So, if you've been keeping track of the race so far, you might realize, and are smart about entrance shuffle, you might have realized that I've checked a lot, and we haven't found our way into Dark World legit yet. And you might have realized, wait a minute, why is Jesse entering this place? This place is evil. Well, then you are very observant and enjoy the troll, because we are going to be doing Aghanim's Tower in an entrance shuffle. Yay, trolls! So yeah, I think what I have to do is I have to actually climb Aghanim's Tower. There was a chain chomp in that room. Oh god. So by the way, the only guarantee for the enemies in a room is that if you need to kill them, they are killable. So like, this room is usually 3 killable enemies. Now there's a fire snake. Since I don't are a fire bar. Since I don't have to kill fire bars for anything in this room, it's not a big deal. Same for this. Like, that's usually a very killable enemy. But in an Enemizer, since you don't have to kill it, it doesn't matter. So the other thing we're going to find out is Ganon requirement. GT entrance requirement. Well, we won't actually find out. We'll find out what the Ganon requirement is, and thus how close we are to being able to kill him, and if that's actually the goal of the seed. Welcome back, Joe. So that's 4 blue balls in this fight alone. Yeah, I know. I forgot to do the reset. So it's not fast Ganon. You need 4 crystals to beat Ganon. Okay, so 4 crystals and GT. But there's another sword. Okay. You didn't. It was just 4. You were perfect on your count. Cool thing about Enemizer is sometimes the thieves are killable. Okay, that doesn't lead anywhere. Yeah, I still don't know if this was the required Dark World access for this seed, but at this point I'm kind of like at a loss as to what could have been. But that means I do need to find 4 Dark World dungeons that I can clear. And at this point we haven't found any. We do know where GT is, so the GT climb is possible. We're at 8 hearts. But we've seen 3 swords, so the question is, did that 3rd sword I saw become a green 20 now, and it's expert, or is it still the tempered sword, and we've got a shot at hard mode, so there's still hearts to be found. There's no mail, by the way. Blue mail, or no mail upgrades exist in hard and expert. So we are We are green mail. We are basic Plague Knight today. If I had flippers, I'd have quite a few options right now of like stuff I could grab. Cane of Samaria gives me tons of logical access to Turtle Rock. But even... Oh, wait. I do have a ton of Dark World access. I just forgot that I have the hookshot. Right. But good thing I came here first, because this is 5 chests, and we need stuff. Okay, it's hard mode. Not the full expert. Troll. Troll meal cache, come on. Let me have at least a little bit. It's at least hard mode. It's at least hard logic today. Come on. Let me have this. And thanks for the auto host, Lakesh. So once again, Eastern, dungeons are dangerous in Enemizer. A lot of bad things can happen in them. But we've got a bow, so, like, I should be able to clear this dungeon. It's a pendant, unfortunately, but... I'm not going to pass up the chance at least at 3 items. That's 2 items. And they were both worthless. I really don't want to go to the back this way. I don't want to go to the big key chest because dark rooms and tight, cramped spaces. And it's apparently a Lionel. Like, what? Frickin' Lionels. This is why Enemizer's bad. I like boss shuffle. I like the idea of boss shuffle. Although boss shuffle's been terrible to me. Like, that room is just a mess. You want to know what other room becomes a mess? This next room has 8 enemies in it. I've seen a lot worse versions of that room. Okay, second boss. Let's see if this isn't a boss shuffle. It is probably not a boss shuffle based on this. Unfortunately, that was the other worthless pendant. But we did get enough rupees to get into Pod. So, not a complete waste of time. We've been kind of money poor for a little while now. But yeah, it takes 110 rupees to get into Pod. 10 to get Kiki to come with you. And then 100 for Kiki to open the door. I really just want to see where this connector brings me. Okay. Death Mountain. What's with the Lionels today? Please. Game. I'm really just hoping to clear out this part of swamp and or desert and be like done with it for good. Okay, that's a shortcut to where I was gonna go anyway. But I have logical access there a few ways, so it's not a big deal. There's just two entrances, two things I need to check still. The big key chest is off on the left side, and then I need to check the center entrance of desert. Okay, that's something. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna do this chain, at least in the document. Pod leads to TRDM bridge. Well, it leads to spec drop, which leads to the TRDM bridge. DM bridge. Left is desert palace left. Bomb house is DP center, and Thieves Town is DP right. So a set of connectors I really didn't want to write down became super important just now. So why? First off, the mirror is a huge addition to my arsenal, especially on this bridge in Death Mountain. There's a couple of other reasons it's so important, but the one I'm going with is that. Because there's one entrance related to this bridge that you can only get with the mirror. And it's right here. This is traditionally Mimic Cave in the vanilla game. And today it's something amazing. This is Hype Cave. Unfortunately, that was decidedly not hype. Okay, which one was Thieves Town? DP right, okay. So yeah, this seed is painful. Not as bad as it could have been. It's not a cross-world entrance shuffle, which is always a good thing. Cross-world entrance shuffles are especially bad. But so far, I think we've had an Agar required. Agar required. Hard mode. Hard item functionality. Not sure what else. Ah! No! Dang it. That's bad. That was a bad death. While I'm here and I have the mirror, we're actually going to check an entrance that we couldn't check earlier. Ah. Oh my god, this is crazy. So I guess the question is, Olcash, has this been enough trolling or not yet still? Is the pain been palpable enough? Am I suffering enough this time? No? Okay. I'm sorry it hasn't been nearly enough for you. Because we needed all the settings, I'm guessing, for it to truly be the trolliest of the trolls. That's clearly what the problem is. We didn't get expert items, we didn't get... The salty tears of forfeit. Wow. What's at the top of... Okay. Exit to bumper doesn't really have anything. Bumper is bumper. That's something. I mean, there hasn't been a reason yet to forfeit. Like, it's not great. Don't get me wrong, this is a bad seed. But it's not enough to really force that out of me. It's going to take a lot more than, you know, some trash settings to do that. Especially when we find the Titan's Mitts now. We've got options. And lots of them. Okay, so that's C-shaped house. And that's back of desert. If this was a pedestal goal, I'd be able to finish the seed right now. Can't do anything right there. Part of me thinks I should just finish back of desert anyway. And I think I will. Like, there's no reason not to. It's a fairly easy dungeon. Landmo is not a hard boss. I've got Fire Rod and Half Magic. I just got to be careful about whatever enemies kind of show up. Watch the trolliest enemies. You know, let's have 5 Lionels in the next room. And I'm shocked about the forfeit thought. Come on. I can't remember. When's the last time I forfeit a race? I love my friends. My friends are great. They are hilarious. Here's the thing. I'm at 11 hearts. I know what the goal is. I've got Titan's Mitts. We still need the hammer, theoretically. Like, there's stuff I still need to find to finish. But we're in decent shape to find these things. Okay, so... Cave 45 is the potion shop. Yes, I did just refer to it as Cave 45. Apparently that's something that about its naming and code or whatever. So, it's just the name I know it as. Check up Stumpy. 20. I know we've skipped Jeremiah. Unfortunately, like, I'm trying to route in entrances first right now. So, and this is 2 items, so this was actually a better check. A much better check. We've been so poor for so long on the seed that money is greatly appreciated. But we will do Jeremiah and the dig game and the right side maze of the maze house. But I do want to check Lake Hylia Island, or the Lake Hylia house. Because we died here last time. And we're actually really close to getting our first crystal. This is a connector, okay. Where does Lake Hylia House lead me that I haven't been yet? Was there anything on Dark Death Mountain I didn't check? Yes. Hey, look, it's not Lionel's this time. Five crystals to enter GT. I don't know why I'm killing these enemies. I can't do anything here. Tower of Hera is the Mimic Cave. Okay, so we're gonna do the Rat's Nest, better known as Skull Woods. Sorry, just checking for emails real quick. Two items are in Skull Woods. I just want to check those. And we're actually going to pull the pedestal again today. I know that's so thrilling to everybody. Yeah, no. Pass. We are clearing out all these entrances now, though. Like, for Skull Woods. We're not going to have to come back. Hopefully not have to come back. I just realized I said something that is demonstrably false, quite possibly. Because I can't get the big chest without the big key, and the big chest might actually have my last item for Skull Woods. What is the back of Skull Woods, though? Hey, that's actually awesome. We got a third sword. Okay, so that last sword should have turned into a green 20 then, I guess. If my understanding of hard item pool is correct. Which, my understanding of a lot of things is wrong, so let's be honest. We have no idea. But we're definitely seeing green 20s. And the cape. Okay. Oh wait, I do kind of want to leave Skull Woods now that I think about it. because I wanted to check pedestal. Pedestal hype. The fact that all the pendants were so easy to pull in this. That is hype. So first up, we're going to do the dig game. Then we're going to get Jeremiah back home. Bombos, okay. Oh, we got the bug net, that's right. Okay, where was the blacksmith? Front of the tavern. Closer than normal. There's my hammer. Wow. Realized I never checked the lumberjack house. Or if I did, I forgot to mark it. Couldn't visit Cackwell forever, unfortunately, because we didn't have hammer. Where did we say Ice Rod was? Oh wait, we've got Ice Rod. Duh. Ooh, that's... That's an interesting setup, because we actually got... What dungeons can I finish now? We know where Skull Woods is. We know where Turtle Rock is. We're missing a few others, unfortunately. And really, like, Turtle Rock's a long dungeon to clear. I don't mind having to clear Skull Woods at this point. We've got Tempered Sword, we've got Half Magic. With the Fire Rod, like, that's a good setup, to be honest. So let's actually do the back of Skull Woods first. Let's get our first crystal on the board. Even though this back of Skull Woods is just terrible. The Gibdo is still a Gibdo. That's logical. Mothula time. I hate Mothula. I really do. Fun graphical glitches when you fight Mothula. Suck it, Mothula. We got a crystal. So we got a couple of entrances I want to check and route in. So we're gonna do King's Tomb because I've got boots and I've got mirror and all that, those goodies to make this an easy quick check. was worthless. The big issue we're having right now is we're just kind of dungeon poor. Like, I have the items to finish a lot of dungeons. Like, if I knew where Pod was, I could finish Pod. If I knew where Thieves was, we could finish Thieves. Even Ice Palace, which you all know I hate Ice Palace. Like, we could finish Ice Palace. There we go. This is a big deal. We're starting to get somewhere. We need 3 more crystals and to clear GT. So checkerboard is laser bridge. Interesting. Okay, so how's it going? Okay, let's try to explain where we're at. As it stands right now, we've got all 3 of the pendants. Turned out that pedestal was boots. So I'd say that was a good pull, and a good use of my time to have cleared all 3 of the pendant dungeons. I've spent my time worse than that in Seeds. We're probably in item go mode, and it's just coming down to me finding the dungeons to clear them. I need to clear, as I said, 4 dungeons to be able to finish the Seed. It's hard mode with, I think, hard item functionality. It is an enemy shuffle, but not boss. And it was a forced AGA to get Dark World access. So, some bad stuff. I'm not gonna lie, this was some bad mojo. Some bad juju present here, so. But I think we're gonna finish. I don't know how my opponent's doing. I hope, they're having just as much fun as I am today. Enemy Shuffle's not a fun mode. Enemy Shuffle is mean. Like for that for Matt. Chain chomps in thin hallways are evil. Bomber enemies like those are also evil. I don't like that excuse being okay. Me being decent at games does not make it okay to have a troll seed. Thank you for the host, Dopey. By the way, hello, Dan. Yep, you're just in time to see the end. Roughly. Not over yet, but we are getting close. We are getting closer to maxing out our heart containers. Max on hard mode is 14. So we're 2 away from max hearts. And we're coming up to our second crystal boss. Yeah, just so you know, hard mode means potions don't do as much, or hard item functionality. You want to see a game out to kill you. That's what it looks like. Yeah, red potions, blue potions, they all restore less. Hearts, it's like 8 hearts restored. Magic is half your magic bar instead of all of it. So, a lot of the things you kind of take for granted about safeties are no longer true. Turns out the Mire area was gold. 3 dungeons back here. If I had the TR big key, we'd be set right now. This seed would be over. From a logistical standpoint, like I could run through the rest of this. But really what this means is I clear pod, and then I should go do TR from the laser bridge entrance and just finish the seed. I don't know why I got out the bow. Technically, with Enemizer, this might not be bow locked. It's not. First small key. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to bonk. Where did I miss a key? I'm actually legit kind of lost in this dungeon now, and I've never had that happen. Like, I don't know if I'm actually locked out of finishing pod now. Calm down, Jess. Calm down. You can figure this out. You just gotta think. We can still finish TR. We can still clear GT. Pod might be done. It's possible that I did lock myself out of it, but that's not a death sentence in terms of completing the seed. Pod wasn't a red crystal, so that's good. But was that really possible? Is that something I never really knew that was possible in this game? Or did I just like make a huge dum-dum move? Like, that's the part I can't figure out. Sorry, I'm kind of like... I'm mentally broken for a second there, and I'm not sure how to feel. I don't think I've had a feeling like this a while in a race, like where I feel so lost mentally. Like, I'm not beaten, but it's weird. And I apologize, because usually I'm like a bit more of a a bit more chipper about this kind of stuff. And what happened in Pod does not give me confidence right now. It's a weird emotion. Okay, let's get it together, beat this boss. There's really no items that can make my life better at this point. I might as well activate the flute just because it gives me a bit easier access to certain areas. I just gotta find a dungeon. That's it. No biggie. It's fine. We've just gotta find a dungeon. Or flippers. I'm gonna do something risky. Fake flippers in Enemizer is like beyond stupid usually. Because if anything touches you in the fake flipper state, you're dead. This is definitely going to be a question for the people who know better after this race is over. Though. Because I don't know if it's possible to break something, and if I broke it. Okay, what can I do? What can I do? Like, what I've done is I locked myself out of an easy dungeon to clear, it looks like, and we grabbed that key, we grabbed... I'm obviously missing something, I just don't know what now. I don't have the book, right? No, I don't have the book. Just the flippers, like that would give it to me. Where's GT? We can go clear GT. Okay, I'm right there. We're just gonna go do GT. And hope that maybe the flippers are there. Oh, East Dark DM. I wouldn't even call this like tilt right now. This is just like mental defeat. I'm not happy with this run. I still might win just because of how bad the seed is, but jeez. Like, I could see another player having a similar reaction to me and going, screw this. Flippers, okay. That's reassuring. That means I can finish again. We don't want to throw both of those pots. We need to only throw one of those pots. Because we want to do that. Because I don't know the vanilla way to do that room. And I'd just like to apologize for, you know, kind of losing it here. Realize this is probably not as fun to watch. But we're gonna soldier through. Where is Swamp Palace? Okay. It's final, Cash. I'm not mad at anybody or anything, you know, it just sucks that this was how this seed kind of turned out. You know, nobody wants that to happen. And like, I know it's a joke, so I'm not, you know, it's not like you legitimately want me to quit. You know, but, or at least I don't think you legitimately want me to quit. Like, You know, just this is how it goes sometimes. Swamp Palace isn't clearable. What? This is a setting. Sorry, I've never seen this before. I've legit never seen that possible. We're gonna take a death warp real quick to refill our health, and I'm trying to collect myself mentally. It's gotta be there. One of the dungeons that I can still clear has to be down there. It's the only thing that makes sense. So, let me kind of... I've been very quiet when I found that swamp entrance problem. So, Swamp Palace. There's a very set way you have to do it. The first chest of Swamp Palace has to be a small key. It can't be anything else, or else you can't go in. This isn't a key sanity race, so... The fact that the first chest was a map meant that that Swamp Palace is unbeatable in this race. I did not know that there was a possibility for you to lock yourself, or for palaces to be locked in this mode. I have never seen that kind of thing happen. So, like, that is a new one. I'm definitely gonna ask about it, because, wow, that's crappy. But, like, now I know. What's the timer coming up on? 3 hours? I can't see it. Sorry. $2.51. Okay. Thanks, Lakesh. I just want to check my theory, but I'm done. I'm not climbing GT again. At this point, like... I don't want to deal with that. That wasn't cool. That torch room is... like, bad news. But I do want to know, you know, was the dungeon that I missed, or the completable 4th dungeon back here? Like, this was an area I couldn't reach without flippers. There's Meyer. One of these might be ice. No, that's a connector, which probably leads me towards ice. There's ice. Do I do this? I feel like I should. I feel like quitting's not the answer. I feel like I'm gonna kick myself because I feel like this, like, if knowing how matchups get done, there's a distinct possibility that my opponent would have forfeited. And, like, I don't wish that on anybody, but I feel like if I finish this race, I've got a chance. And I'm going to kick myself if it's a double forfeit. I don't know. It's crazy what I'm saying, but I don't know. I don't know. You know, people got an opinion, please feel free to voice it right now. I'm kind of autopiloting to finish because I feel like quitting's not the answer. I don't know why I'm doing it, but we're gonna climb GT. I said I wasn't going to, but we got the fourth crystal. So we're just gonna have to find a way to beat that flippin' that room. So this is why I don't like Animizer a lot. I think it's a cool mode. I really do. There's some really cool stuff, but it can be a mean mode, and you're kind of seeing that. You're seeing what Animizer can become in all the worst ways. Yeah, but I find the mode fun from a practical perspective, like the idea of moving enemies around and swapping what's what. Like, it's cool, it's fun, it can be hilarious. You know, when you see that the dead rocks on Death Mountain turn into fish, like, dead rocks suck, fish are hilarious. Nothing. I just have to beat GT. And then I can go fight Ganon, and I can finish the seed. That's it. What was stopping me was I didn't know where the last... Every mode that I play here, you usually have... This is GT. No, we know where GT is. Okay, so here's what's been bothering me. It's a 4 crystal Ganon. So I had to get 4 of the crystals. We just got our 4th crystal. That's good. Obviously. But for the longest time, I didn't know where my 4th crystal was going to be, because I went to Pod and I made a big mistake in Pod. I burned all my keys, which is usually something that's not possible. Key logic usually dictates that you can full clear, or logic of the seeds I usually play is you can do everything. You can find every item, you can clear every dungeon. You know, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, getting locked out of a dungeon. It just doesn't happen in most modes. Mystery. So somehow I locked myself out of Pod. Then I found Swamp, or I looked for the flippers going, well, if I just have the flippers, I can clear Swamp. We got the flippers, we went to Swamp, and turns out Swamp is locked because the small key for Swamp Palace is not in the first chest where it's supposed to be. So then we found Mire, and we were able to beat Mire. So we got enough stuff to do it, it just took longer. The reason I wanted to quit earlier was not because of that. Like, I found the dungeons, and I can be happy about finding the dungeons I need. But I'll call out soon, because we're about to see the room that made me pissed off. Okay, so we're coming up on the room soon. So if you have me minimized, bring it up so you can see kind of the bullshit. Okay, so not this room. This room's fine. Here's the room. So you see that spike? That spike activates when you come into its line of movement. Well, it's a bully, and it killed me last time. Like that. I'm glad I checked that chest. That's actually a really good find this late into a seed. Another three-eyed Moldorm. I've just watched enough people do it, really. When you watch other people, you realize where the cool stuff is. I've been watching good people for years. So when I say I've watched people do it, like, that's what I mean. Turned a double into a single. Damn it. Ganon's at Uncle, okay. The other fun part of Enemizer is graphical glitches. Nice. So what, you just have the Dimension Bell? Yeah, it's the Dimension Bell. Yeah, I forget where the Dimension Bell is, but that is the final element. I don't know why they call them elements. Like, I get that the windmill you could say is air. You could go with the lava area as fire. What's the chicken one? So yeah, I just don't see how elements line up. Then. Ganon round 2. Let's finish this. And try to get it in less than 3.5 hours. Oh, it's Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay. Do you remember? Ugh. Ugh, 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 ugh. Okay, let's see. I won. I faced my arch nemesis, the guy that I seem to always race against. We faced him again. He's a really nice guy. It's just funny. He and I have raced many a time now. Let's get some hype in the chat. Oh, ew. Thanks for the embers, Joe. Oh, so we're asking the question now in the racing lounge. See if somebody can inform me of terribleness. Unfortunately, we don't have an answer yet. Oh wait, we might have an answer. Yeah, so there is a setting called beatable only, and that's what we got. So that's the BS that we had to deal with today. And was I tagged in this Discord as well? Yes, okay. But it's interesting to know that, you know, that's what happened. I had actually joked with my opponent before the race started. I was like, "Oh, you know, we're gonna." He was like, he was saying he was gonna not enter the race, or he had signed up and then was like, "Oh, I'm gonna drop because you know who wants to deal with this?" And I said, "Don't, because you know you're gonna end up in a cross keys race with me, and it's gonna be hilarious." We were almost at cross keys, but in some ways it was worse. What's tonight's race type? Let's just make sure that like tonight will be a calm race. Tonight at 11 p.m. is an open race. hopefully it doesn't become an Aga full clear all dungeon pedestal pull seed, because that was so much fun yesterday. Oh boy. But we got a win today. We got our first ever win in mystery. Looks like there's still 4 people racing. Yeah, I'm one of the last people to finish today. Let's just speed through the credits real quick. Right. You know, somebody could have had a really kind mystery seed. Like, I had a really nice mystery seed earlier in the week. First sword at 40, Pegasus boots at an hour 44, flute at 218, mirror at 120. No bosses swordless, 2 with fighter, 2 with master, 6 with tempered. GT big was my 18th check, 28 bonks, 16 saving quits, 9 deaths. Whew, on a 158 out of 216. So yeah, no, other people didn't have my seed, but you know, it's one of those things where you're like, ugh, that was just ugly. So we're done though. We finished. I don't think I'll be streaming before 11 o'clock tonight. So I don't know if Joe was going to stream some more hat today. I will gladly watch and help out if you are. Dimension Bell is not the easiest. I think it's the most puzzly of the bunch. So if you want to stream that and get some help, I'll gladly assist. And also, if you need help with the finale, I will gladly lend some assistance there, because I know the finale is coming up next for you after you finish Dimension Bell, and that's not an easy one. But I'm going to cut the recording here.